Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be covering the 360 Rain app planter setup page. Let's go ahead and jump on in. First thing we'll do, we will sign in to our 360 Rain app account, enter in our credentials here. The first page we're brought to is a listing of any 360 Rain machines or planters that we have set up. As of right now, you can see we don't have any set up, so we're going to take care of that by adding a planter. We'll come over here to this little man in order to tap on My Organization. Just to let you know, this is the organization page for a 360 Rain dealer. Has a section for customers, fields, and planters. However, 360 dealers, you will not be adding planters to this page. The only time you would use this is if you are setting up a planter for your own dealer organization. If you're simply helping a customer out to set up, you'll hop down to their organization level by tapping on their name here. This will take us to the customer organization page. Whether you're a dealer who's arrived at this page through the steps we just showed, or if you're a customer logging in under your own account, we'll come here to set up your planter. We'll use this planter section here and we'll tap on the plus sign. Here is the spot where we'll add all of the values, adding all of the information that's requested in order to set up our planter. The first thing we'll do is we'll add a name. To save that, you can click on the green pencil or you can tap the Done or the Return button in your device's keyboard. The RCM serial number is a number you're going to find on the sticker on your RCM. The RCM is a Rain control module. It's a little black control box that you will receive with your Rain tower kit, your Rain planter kit. Locate that box, and on the back of it, there will be a serial number marked. It often starts with RC, and we'll enter in the rest of the numbers that's on that sticker. Again, saving it when we're done. The number of rows is the number of row units on the planter, and the row spacing is the spacing in inches. Now for the rest of the values, we're going to have definitions provided in case we need that, just to help clarify what it is that we're requesting. So the title is Distance from Receiver to Opening Disk. And when we click on this little eye, it'll give us the information of locating the very center of that planter tower back to the opening disk. Now, if that planter tower is in front of the disk, this value will be positive. If you've mounted your planter tower behind the opening disk, the value will be negative. So in our case, we're going to say that our planter tower is 84 inches in front of the center of the opening disk. The next spot is asking for the height of the receiver down to the ground. This is going to be the very, very top of those receivers all the way to the bottom of the ground. We ask for that, for these values, both in the lowered position as well as when the planter is raised up. And we'll save. The offset from center is going to function similar to how our distance from receiver to opening disk was, in that if we are to the right of center, it will be positive, and if our planter tower is installed to the left of the center of the toolbar, that value will be negative. We're using the very center of that planter tower and the very center of the toolbar. So in our case, we're going to say that our planter tower is exactly 29 inches on center to the center of our toolbar. Drawbar to opening disk is going to be just that. We're measuring from the hitch pin back to the center of the opening disk. And we'll save. For the final question, it says, does the planter have RTK guidance/steering? When we click on the definition, we're asking you to check if your system is set up with both tractor and planter GPS. Both and are the key words here. Does it have both tractor and planter GPS? If you're simply operating with tractor GPS, we'll leave this as no. Now with all of this filled out, we can go ahead and save the planter. If you wanted to set up your planter, but you didn't have all of this information, you could enter in as little as a name and save the planter and then come back and add the rest of it later. But since we had all the information here, we'll go ahead and we'll save that. That brings us back to our organization page. That planter is now displaying here, which shows us it's saved. And if we wanted, we could even go back to the very beginning when we first logged in and look at our planters list. And we can see that Massey planter is now displaying there, which means it has successfully saved. It's offline, and that's simply because the tower is not powered on. You could also access the settings in here as well under this little gear and change any of those to your preference. If you notice that the RCM serial number didn't save, it's because the number I'm using is just an example. It's not a true RCM number. Ordinarily, that would save. We appreciate you joining today. If you have any questions about how to set up the planter or any other questions for that matter, please reach out to your 360 Rain dealer or contact our Rain Technical Services team.